As we mark International Day of Families, we take a look at how the family plays a vital role in a person's life and development. We are visiting the Bosomtwe family at South Odoko to experience a day in their lives and also find out from them what family means to them. Let's go in and meet our family. The couple we are visiting today have been married for 8 years and have 3 lovely children: Jojo Bosomtwe, 7, Irabna Asempa Bosomtwe, 5, and 10-month-old Ayeyi Apia Bosomtwe. They also have a young lady who works around the house. She is considered the seed member of the family. Reverend Thomas Bosomtwe welcomes us into their home, then proceeds to introduce us to the rest of the family. Settling into our conversation, Reverend and Mrs. Bosomtwe shares how their daily routines as a family has changed due to the coronavirus outbreak.
COVID-19 has altered, our regular schedule. Before COVID-19 and the ban on religious and social gatherings, early in the morning we'll get the children ready for school. After that, I'll help Trudy to get to work. I work as a pastor, so when I have settled all of them, I'll come and get myself ready for the office. In the afternoon, we'll pick the children from school. Late in the afternoon, Trudy will return from work. We'll be together as a family.
We used to send the baby to his grandma, and then Auntie will be home. And then afterwards, when the children come in, she helps them with the homework and then takes care of their other routines. Okay. So when I come back from work, we do what you have to do, find out what they've done for the day, and then we go to bed. Right. But now things have changed a bit because of the COVID-19. And there were days that I used to work from home. I think I did that for about 3 weeks when there was a lockdown. And you can imagine, with children not going to work, it was utter chaos.
I want to find out from you, Jojo and Asempa, right? But do you miss school? Because now you are, you have to be in the house. You miss school?
Yes.
What do you miss about school?
The playground.
The playground. Oh, I can imagine. I can imagine now you have to play in the house. Reverend Bosomtwe advises parents to take their time to get to know their children so they can direct them towards a brighter future.
Parents' role in shaping the future of their children is critical, especially at a certain age. You know that this child cannot decide for himself or for herself. Having monitored a child from childhood, you're able to know what their strengths and weaknesses are. But of course, if you like, getting to know what their strengths and weaknesses are, they also have what is generally called passion. Okay, so you can engage them in a discussion as to what exactly they would want to do, and then based on your observation, chip in what you think will be in their best interest. At the end of the day, when they are of age and they can take that decision, you allow them to take that decision, but you, right from childhood, shape them into taking the decision that, per your observation, will help them, if you like, to fulfill what God would have them do here on earth. So that role is very important, but it's always also crucial to have the input of the children at a certain age. The younger ones, if you ask them to, when all of us were younger, if you asked us what you wanted to do, we'll tell you either a doctor, a lawyer. Okay, so parents have a crucial role in shaping the future of their children and what exactly they have to do in life.
Reverend Thomas Bosomtwe, who believes the family is a gift, says a child does not only belong to their parents. It is therefore necessary for members of the extended family to assist in their upbringing to ensure that they become responsible in society.
All of us are different. And even if you're in an office environment, sometimes you have friction because people are different, they see things differently. So once that happens with extended families, it's something that will happen. But it's a matter of having an idea that we are all different, we see things differently. So usually you don't take things out of context and then read meanings into other things. But basically people have tagged others as this one is a witch, that person is that, and then that adds to the issues. So basically, you just have to be somebody who knows we are all different. We have different points of view regarding other things. So you just take it how the person says it and then act with it. But you don't tag people and then have different connotations to whatever they bring to the table.
Yeah, just to add to that, it is not just the extended family. In fact, even the nuclear family has the potential for conflict, okay? And like she said, it is basically because you have different people coming together to decide on an issue. I think one of the blessings we have as Africans is the gift of family. It is so precious, especially the extended family, we must not throw away. Some of us grew up in homes where there's an auntie around, there's an uncle around, there's a cousin, there is this other family member around. And so if you needed something and your parents didn't have readily, you could go to another person, to seek help. If you misbehaved, okay, and your parents were not around, an uncle or even a family friend out there could just discipline you
before they come.
These days, those values seem to be eroding from our national lives. I think we must go back for it. Conflicts are good, and they happen especially in the extended family setting because an auntie wants to contribute to the upbringing of a child. A sister wants to contribute to where the child thinks that, no, I should be left on my own to make that decision. So that alone is a recipe for conflict. I think it is good where, like the Bible says, in the multitude of counselors, there is safety. You have different people giving you advice on what to do. But at the end of the day, you have to make your own decision.
They encourage parents to identify the best way to instill discipline in their children and not always resort to corporal punishment, as that doesn't work on some children.
In a certain we haven't had the so-called black sheep. I personally believe that even the black sheep has some white spots on them. Okay. I think generally it's about our readiness to accept one another, our willingness to, if you like, learn and unlearn from one another, rather than tagging people as this one is some way. Okay, really, it's difficult relating with some people, not because the people are difficult, but because we haven't learned how to relate with them. Okay, I think that if we learn how to relate with all kinds of people, we should be able to live with them. That it is not to say that there aren't problematic people. There are people that no amount of correction, no amount of counseling, it will take a while for them to change. And so you just learn how to relate with them, respect them, get into their lives, get to know why they behave the way they do, relate with them at that level. And you see that they will be changing, they will be responding to you the way you would have them respond. For children like ours who go off, of course, like there's a favorite game we play here. When any of them misbehave, I have a cane. I have a cane up here. Okay. And when they misbehave, we will just go into the scriptures and then we will take from, say, Proverbs chapter 22, verse 15, and say that folly is bound up in the heart of a child. But the rod of discipline will... What will the rod of discipline do? Drive it away. So we have a catalog of what constitutes folly. So if you like misbehave, discipline has to be applied. Yeah. So at this age, we only have to discipline them, help them behave responsibly, and all. Otherwise, if we leave them, it will get to a certain stage. We may not be able to correct them. Right.
So I'll take it from you. When any of them misbehave, maybe Asampa or Jojo, do you discipline them or you wait for me and that to come?
Okay. Some are minor. I'll just give them a spark. The severe ones I wait for them to come back. Tell them about it.
Okay.
So Daddy has been reduced to a disciplinary.
Giving to the needy is one thing this family doesn't shy away from, and that hasn't changed in these times of coronavirus.
I know a number of people who have really been hit hard by COVID-19 economically. It's been difficult to make both ends meet. As and when they call, when we have enough and can share, why not? In fact, even when we don't have enough, the least we can do is to share what we have. Okay, so people have really been hit hard. I must also say that there are also people who have been so generous in these times, supporting us, asking them to support needy people we know. Quite recently, a friend called wanting to know whether there is a needy family they can support. I connected them, and then they helped this elderly woman, who has really been hit hard by COVID-19. So it is, on one hand, we have people who are needy. On the other hand, we have some people who are ready to help the needy. It hasn't been easy relative to the times before COVID-19. But I think by God's grace, we are managing. God is providing.
As the world marks International Day of Families, the Bosomtwe family had a few words to share with various families out there.
I want to, on behalf of the family, wish families out there the best of the day. Family is a gift from God. And if God planted you in a certain family, what it means is that He thought of you, He thought of the family, He knows that there is something special about the family and about you. And so under no circumstance should you shun your family. Be there for your family. For God so loved the world that He gave us families. Okay, so let's not throw away our families. I can't say that obi anywhere we ni yemun sono tugu now they into magushim. To it, you can never replace your intestine with rags. Okay, so be there for your family. Spend time, especially in this COVID-19 season. Make time. I am enjoying the time I'm home now. I do online ministry, but I'm also getting to know my children better.
With all families out there, I would entreat them to stay safe. These are not normal times. So some of the things that we used to do and we took for granted, we should be careful how we manage our things, and then also follow the precautions given to us by the government. And then we should all also pray and pray for other people, so at least the disease doesn't spread.
You want to go back to school? Oh, great.
Just 2 days ago, he woke up and then they put on their school bags, backpacks ready to go.
We want to wish all families out there a happy International Day of Families. Try and spend time with your family, get to know them during this period. My name is Paulina Deda Okoko, reporting for GhanaWeb.